What up, everybody? We're here again meeting at the crypto crossroads. And if you guys know me, then you know that I like to talk about the money makers. And there's no doubt in my mind that XRP, Ripple, and Gemini fit the criteria. Now, don't take this as financial advice, but I believe that these companies are here to stay and they are part of the crypto culture. So if you're interested in this type of information, then do me a quick favor and hit the like and subscribe button so that we could get the show started. All right, so I know you guys saw the big news, and that is that Ripple is collaborating with Gemini, and there is a MasterCard involved, right? And that was based on the Gemini tweet that was posted on August 25th, 21st, 2025. And we can clearly see that in this city, it looks like maybe a downtown or a busy city. It might be New York. I don't know. But you guys can see that there is a Ripple XRP Mastercard, and the news should be coming around August 25th, 2025. Now, to take a deeper look, let's go ahead and click on this post and see the actual video clip posted by Gemini. Let's take a look. Okay, so right off the rip, we can see that this is a busy street, right? You see a lot of foot traffic, you see people walking around, and there's this announcement on the side of a building. And if you look at the near the bottom of the screen, you read that it says issue by web bank. So what is web bank? I don't know. Let's go to the website. Okay, so the website states WebBank is a national issuer of credit products to consumer borrowers through its brand platforms. Okay, cool. So there's credit products, I'm assuming loans, credit cards, and whatnot. Let's go ahead and go to the partners, and we can see that Gemini, along with PayPal and other companies, are hooked up with WebBank. So let's click on Gemini and see what else we can find out. Okay, so here it tells us that in partnership with Gemini, WebBank is the issuer and lender of the Gemini credit card. And if you have any questions about this Gemini credit card, then there is a phone number that you can go ahead and give a call. So that's on the WebBank website. Now let's go over to the Gemini website and verify this information. What do we have here? You can clearly see that Gemini offers you the Bitcoin credit card that is issued by the web bank. Okay, so we made that connection. We verified that connection, right? Because that's all we do here. We identify money makers that are here to stick around for the crypto culture, and then we back it up with verifiable research. That's what we do right here, you know. And I respect any other researcher that does the same and does not just shield projects without any verifiable research. But let me not rant and let's go back to this connection. And of course, Gemini posted this tweet. And honestly, though, I came across this information thanks to this account, which is the Wrath of Kahneman. Shout out to him. He posted a thread about this connection between Gemini and Ripple, and you know, shout out to him because he put out pretty good information. So while I'm giving out shout outs, I also want to give a shout out to the homie Jay Sher. He's actually a producer. So check out his website. Here's his Twitter crypto account. And also shout out to the homie Josh Hype. And he's also a producer. And the reason I'm giving him a shout out is because a couple weeks ago they put me on to Gemini and the Winklevoss brothers, and how they play a huge role in the crypto space. But that's a whole different video. But just keep an eye out for these gentlemen because they know where crypto is going. So just please give him a follow as well with this gentleman Wrath of Kahneman, and let's move on to his account and take a look what he had to say about XRP, Ripple, and Gemini. Now, as you guys can see on August 22nd, 2025, he posted, "What a coincidence. Gemini borrows $75 million from Ripple with option for RLUSD to 150 million right when both are pitching in a $75 million to launch an XRP branded credit card and secure MiCA compliance." He uh, he also tweeted, "Unpacking the Ripple and Gemini news. What exactly is going on? The whole may be greater than the sum of its parts." It gets weird, number 5, right? And that's his fifth post regarding this thread. "This week has brought interesting news to ponder if this is more than just a loan," right? So again, the devil is always in the details. So let's take a good look at what this gentleman is speaking about. He then posted, "Gemini's SEC filing shows that a resolving credit facility from Ripple, a line of credit basically up to $75 million USD, expandable to $150 million. There is a minimum draw at $5 million, and the interest is 6.5 or 8.5, depending on the collateral, which likely includes crypto. Pretty standard before an IPO." Okay, so here he's telling us that the information that he picked up and is analyzing is not made up, from thin air. He got this information from the SEC, and there is a credit line that was offered to Gemini by Ripple, and it is up to $75 million, but it could also be extended to $150 million, right? Now he said this is pretty standard procedure before an IPO. So is he talking about an IPO for Ripple or Gemini? Which, by the way, I think both IPOs are on the way. Now, before we continue looking at his Twitter post, let's break down what an IPO means, right? Because crypto jargon, stock jargon can get confusing if you're not familiar with the space. So let's do what we must do, and that is break down the definitions of these crypto and stock terms. So let's take a look. Now, according to Investopedia, IPO is an initial public offering, which is the first time that a private company sells shares of its stock to the public on a stock exchange, right? An IPO is often referred as going public because it is an opportunity for a company to raise significant capital to help it fund new growth or pay off debt, right? So, in a nutshell, this gentleman believes that Gemini or Ripple is about to go public, giving people the ability to buy stock in their companies. So let's continue with this Twitter post, and we can see that the gentleman states, "The unusual part is that once Gemini borrows past $75 million, additional draws can occur in RLUSD, and that is the Ripple stablecoin. It doesn't require or force this stablecoin to be used. It just makes it available. It makes it an option. It could be RLUSD into regulated exchanges financing, but they don't have to." And the next post is, "So Ripple immediately gains distribution and legitimacy by inserting RLUSD into an SEC filing. Gemini gets flexibility later with no obligation. Great if USDT faces MiCA limits or USD banking tightens, or it wants regulatory ready stablecoins for investors." So there's two things I want to address, right? And it's just my beliefs. It's not It's not concrete because, of course, I don't know it all. I never claim to. I'm just a researcher that I could be wrong or I could be right. But what I believe is this is a great business venture between Ripple and Gemini, right? In one hand, Gemini gets a credit line all the way up to $150 million that could turn into the use of the Ripple stablecoin. So both companies are winning here, right? That's one point. Now, my second point is that I don't think USDT is going to fade away. Nah, this company is way too big. It's way too connected, and it has a first mover advantage. Now, I know there's some FUD around USDT, but I think that it's going to adjust, it's going to make the necessary adjustments to stick around for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? But that's just my belief. Now, let's continue. By coincidence, Gemini received a MiCA license just yesterday in Malta, and Ripple, through its new Luxembourg facility, applied for a MiCA MI license in July. So both are preparing to be compliant in the EU, which is Europe. The RAFO-Kahneman then states, and then the New York City billboard appeared featuring an XRP branded MasterCard issued by WebBank, saying, prepare your bags for an announcement August 25th, 2025. This card is backed by $75 million from Ripple and Gemini. Where have we heard $75 million before? That's right, the initial load amount before RLUSD becomes an option. Are they ready at the threshold? Are they already at the threshold? Probably not. The SEC filing says that they haven't drawn the loan as of August 15, 2025. Still, is this more than a coincidence? If so, this is speculative. Ripple could be effectively underwriting the Gemini's IPO liquidity and a new payment product opening doors for RLUSD to be used in the background. MiCA compliantly. Again, just grasping at straws, speculating how that we might see this fit together. Now, I think this partnership is great for both Ripple, XRP, Gemini, and even the community, right? Like I said, these companies are money makers, but they're also part of the crypto culture. So what they're essentially doing is integrating each other so that when you come across XRP and the MasterCard, you think about Gemini. But when you're utilizing Gemini, you think about XRP and Ripple, right? So this is, to me, this is a great way to onboard users by introducing a MasterCard that we already use. Most of us don't carry cash, unless you're uh, a little older. You probably carry cash, but most of the young people, you know, tend to use credit cards and debit cards. So by crypto integrating itself within the debit card and credit card protocols, it makes it more easy and more approachable for new users to enter the crypto space, right? So I'm really loving this connection. I'm going to cover it again in more detail once more information becomes available. But I just want to give a shout out to this gentleman, RAFofKahneman, also my homie Jay Sher and Josh. Make sure to give them all a follow because they certainly know what to look for. And of course, we're gonna take a deep dive into Ripple, XRP, and Gemini. We're going to dedicate a series to each company, but for now, just be on the lookout for any more videos and also anything that these gentlemen speak about because honestly, I I look at their information, I look at their research, and it's pretty solid. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. If you guys like this video, then do me a quick favor, hit the like and subscribe button, and remember that God is good. Guys, on the next one. Peace.